Hi, it's Karen Walker again, broadcasting live from Sedona, Arizona on May 13th, 2020. Beautiful sunny day. Hard to imagine that there's anything even going on out there in the bigger world besides positive events and people. So it's a great thing to imagine. You know, it'd be very easy for this world to be a very positive place to live in. We are very powerful creators. We have an incredible physicality that is coded to do so much more than what we are doing with it. And so that's really what is behind why I am presenting these energy exercises, these visualizations, is to offer a way to discipline our inner eye to travel and go on journeys and really learn how to affect the field of energy that is around us all the time. And so the more we do this, the more we focus like a laser with our heart and our intent and all of our energy, we will get better and better at it. And it will be like an automatic bridge between us and the field and us and the field. And the field is all that is. You can call it God, you can call it consciousness, all that is, everything around us. And our body inside is the way to get there, the way to understand it, the way to understand and connect to the universal teachings, the universal bigger picture of what is really going on and who we are in the universe. And so I'd like to talk today about our past and places we've lived. And we've lived in all different types of cultures and had all different skin colors and awarenesses and ages and sexes. And so today we're going to explore. We're going to go in our mind's eye and we're going to do some traveling. And we will come back knowing more than we did when we started the journey. And that is why we always take journeys. And we like to take journeys on the outer. And it is part of necessity in these times to take journeys on the inner. So take a deep breath through your nose, filling up, hold, and exhale. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4 through your nose. Hold for 4. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Hold for 4. And now just take a nice gentle breath. And out through the mouth. And relax and settle in and find a place, either sitting up like this or laying down with a pillow and getting really comfortable. And you're just going to listen to the sound. This is all about the sound, and follow the sound of my voice and close your eyes. Take a deep breath one more time. And exhale. And you see yourself sitting in a beautiful flower field, and you look up and there's a tall pine tree, and at the top of the pine tree you see a raven. And the raven is looking directly at you. And you look at the raven and the raven looks at you. And the more you look at the raven, you look into one of his eyes or her eyes. And you feel your consciousness begin to lift out of your body. Lift, 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 and you travel and you're getting closer to the raven's eye. and you start to move and shift, and you go right into the body of the raven, and your consciousness is one with the consciousness of the raven, and the raven welcomes you, and you get comfortable, and you realize you have the freedom to fly. And so the raven stretches his wings, her wings, and takes off in the direction of the east, and it is sunrise, and the sun is just coming up over the most beautiful mountains you've ever seen, beautiful snow-capped peaks. And you're down in the valley, and the sun is shining down, and you fly up higher and higher, and you look down, and you see a village, and you see horses and cattle and all manner of busyness. Very active village, and you get very curious, and you come down and fly and circle around the village, and you see different skills, different things being made. You see metal, hot metal being poured into molds at the blacksmiths. And then you move along, and you see a lady weaving the most beautiful colors outside into her loom with the most magnificent blanket you've ever seen. Over, under, through, over, under, through. And you move along, flying down into the village, and you see a young girl making a basket, weaving the most beautiful basket with her nimble little fingers, as if she's made baskets for thousands of years. And you move along, and you see a group of men building a wagon, the most fine craftsmanship. And you fly around the town, and you see all manner of crafts, of things being made, and the pride of the people, and the skill of their hands. And you remember that all those skills you have known before. You have lived in a village such as this before. And all of that knowledge comes flooding back and encompasses your entire being inside the raven, and you fly up away from the village. And you feel such love for these people. They're so familiar, the sounds. And you fly higher and higher. And you catch a wind. You catch a southern wind flying down to the direction of the south. Deep into the south you go, flying further and further south, where the land is hot, where the colors are bright. And the birds are bright, and you see colorful birds. You pass them by, and you come, and you look down, and you see a village deep in the jungle, way deep in the jungle. And you hear that there's a celebration going on. There's a festival, there's a ceremony. Something great has happened, and there's a wonderful celebration. And you hear all of the people gathering around a stone pyramid. And you hear the sounds of the chanting, and the drummers begin to drum. Join in, and there's celebration and dancing and fun, and there's bells on people's ankles, and the most wonderful ceremony. And you watch as they celebrate and they move faster and faster, and the frenzy of the ceremony and the energy is great, and you feel how the earth is made happy by the dancing and the celebration, and all of life is renewed through the power of the ceremony of these people. And you give great thanks, and you feel the consciousness of the raven pulling you up, and you move up into the sky, and you fly, and you catch a wind to the west, and you fly further west, way out towards the Pacific Ocean, far into the west. And you come up to an area where there are high cliffs overlooking the ocean, and there are people gathered. And there's a village along the edge of the ocean, and the people at the edge of the ocean are gathered near a stone. And there are several native people who are up at the stone, and they are etching symbols and stories, while an elder in the town tells them of the stories to write. They are etching their symbols onto the cliff, and as they etch them, they light up. Symbols on the stone lighting up now, symbols of times of old, symbols of times of old lighting up on the stone now. And as you see these symbols, you remember the times when you carried the stories that were hundreds of thousands of years old down through your lineage. And by looking at a single symbol, you remember the power of the story of your origin, of who you are, and it all comes flooding back. And you feel your consciousness satisfied and illuminated in knowing the ancient stories, and you allow the consciousness of the raven to pull you up again into the skies, flying north, far north, way into the deep north where the Nordic people live, gathered around a fire at night, up looking at the stars. You see a circle of powerful Nordic people gathered, recording the knowledge of the stars, mapping the language of the stars, mapping. These are the astrologers and astronomers of old, and you see these complicated geometric maps, and you look at the shapes, and you realize that the intelligence of the old cultures that watch the stars is in lost art. And you take a picture with your mind's eye of the geometric map of the stars that is predicting the future, showing the future, mapping our future, and you allow it into your entire being, and you feel the consciousness of the raven moving up now, moving up into the sky, and you look up and the raven shoots up into the night sky, past the stars, past the planets, past the sun, past parallel universes, deep into the center of the galaxy, the galactic center, 27.5 degrees Sagittarius. You are in the galactic center, the center of the universe. All the sounds and all the frequencies of all that is are vibrating through your entire being. All of the knowledge that has ever been known is vibrating through your entire being. all that is. And then you feel the consciousness of the raven saying, it's time to go, it's time to go, and you allow yourself to come back down through the stars, past the planets, flying through the night, down into the opening in the earth at the North Pole. All the way down, you shoot down into the center of the earth, anchoring all that energy that you felt in the cosmic world that you were just a part of. You anchor that now into the center of the earth, anchoring it into the center of the earth. And then you feel yourself beginning to move up through the labyrinths of the caves, emerald caves, ruby caves, caves of white crystals, tunnel systems of old, intricate stone structures moving all the way up through the earth, all the way up, moving out, and you come out into the field where you started. And you land on top of the pine tree and you see yourself sitting in the field with a smile on your face, and you come back down to your body and you greet and you give great thanks, and you feel such love for the magic of the raven to have carried you so far through the universe and stretched your consciousness. And you give great thanks. Thank you, raven. Aho. And you lay back on the grass and the sun is shining, and you allow the sound. You're going to allow the sound now as you're going to be still in the field and still partially in your room, and allow the sound to come into you, vibrating and awakening. Everything that you just experienced in your consciousness is now going to move down into your bones and activate memories in your DNA.